Hello, Bill Cloudsy here. Welcome to a Theros Beyond Death draft on Magic Online. Wow. Pack 1, pick 1, we have this awesome Arasta, 3/5 reach, so a gianter spider with some upside. It's a pretty heavy commitment to green, but that's not always a downside, and it's a legendary enchantment. So Constellation, all that good stuff. Good pick here. Bronze-Hide Lion is strong, but it does commit you to 2 colors, which is not great right off the bat. Arasta is nice and defensive, so it'll help you go late if you have some kind of engine. Nessian Wander, quite a nice one. It doesn't seem to do that much, but especially if you're ramping up to your 6 drops, it's pretty cool. And then it'll usually happen that the bottom 10 or 12 cards in your library get really strong. The next good cards in the pack are Chimera, and that's about it. But I really like Arasta here. Reverent Hoplite is a nice one to build around. Mono white or heavy white devotion decks can go super wide with it, and the more of these you have, the better. Temple of Deceit, kind of tempting here. Warbriar Blessing is probably a bit better since we're kind of committing to green here with this Arasta pick. Yeah, actually the 2 cards I'm looking at most are the Blessing and the Temple, but the Blessing is going to be good now that we're getting removal in green. Rare missing, possibly a foil or common missing in this pack. Voracious Typhon, really strong. People seem to be liking Siona. I think it's, if you're already in a good green-white aura deck, you can pick this up, but it's not something you need to prioritize. A lot of the uncommon legends don't need to be prioritized, and they'll come around if the decks are open. But anyway, yeah, some are better than others. Like Timret is really good, and the white one is pretty good. Daxos. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take this Typhon. It's a good size of a creature. The deck does care about Ferocious. It's not called that, but having a creature with 4 power in play is especially nice with the Beetle. So here's another good one. Loathsome Chimera. It's pretty squishy, but if you're on defense, it trades up with almost anything. And if you're on offense, I mean, they can easily trade with their 1/1 token. Neat foil forest here, but that's not going to do it for us. Another Temple, double off color, so maybe we'll keep passing those around. It's kind of a shame to do that. Even if our splash color was just black and not red, it might be a good one for us to consider. I'll take Loathsome Chimera here, really forcing us into green, which is fine. Nylea Huntmaster. Yeah, it's a lot of 4-drops for us. Is it time to branch out? Ashiok's Erasure is fine. Probably not for a heavy green deck like this. Stern Dismissal could be a neat kind of adventure into a new color. But we'll just go with Nylea's Huntmaster. I mean, so many 4-drops, but we've successfully cut green about as much as we can here. Idyllic Tutor. The cheaper the auras you have and the enchantments, the better Idyllic Tutor is. Maybe it's not what we want here. The best card in the pack is Daybreak Chimera. But maybe that's not even that good for us. I could see taking Karametra's Blessing, or even Eidolon of Philosophy, but I think I'm just going to grab Idyllic Tutor here. If we build a combo-y enough deck, it could be nice for us. I'm not excited to run it or even that hopeful that we will run it, but potentially strong with Warbriar's Blessing. Elysian Caryatid, this is a good pack for us. We do want an early creature, and ramping into our 4-drop sooner is nice. We don't want to be caught without these Nylea's Forerunners in this deck to give all our stuff trample, but I think this early, the Elysian Caryatid makes sense. The Tower Scout can be good with it. Lampad is nice if we happen to make a bunch of spiders, which is pretty hard to do. Your opponent doesn't usually want to let you have so many. I'll take the Traveler's Amulet here. Green has a lot of 3-drops. I find myself getting too many to play. Gift is fine to have one of, but the Amulet generally doesn't come this late, and I'm glad to get one. Even in a monocolored deck, I'd run it, but especially if you're having some light splash, it's nice to have one. Chariot, no, not for a one-color deck. I don't like anything in this pack, so I might take Unknown Shores just to make sure the mana is good enough. Inspire Awe, not so excited about that one. Farika's Libation looks like the card for us. Elite Instructor, yeah, it's not one I'd love to splash. Just a weak pack at the dregs of the pack here, but maybe. Even the art implies it's a black-green card. Well, Farika was black-green, so it makes sense. Right, these cards do tend to come late. We only have one aura so far, but, I mean, if the deck is that open, we could get into it here. Late Forest Mirror Shield. Unlikely I'd ever want that. I'll just take this sweet Power Forest here. It's good luck. Elite Instructor, Infuriate, and I do want to be passing these on. Even if we ended up in red somehow, it's unlikely I'd really want that. Karametra's Blessing. Sure. That is one. If we do end up in white, I'd be happy to play to protect our Arasta. Oh, nice. Nadir Kraken and a couple powerful uncommons. Drag to the Underworld, a little heavy black, just as Nadir Kraken is a heavy blue card for us. And Entrancing Lyre. Entrancing Lyre is pretty easy to justify here. Nadir Kraken is a nice late-game engine that could be easy to splash off of some Caryatids or whatever. But I'll take the Lyre, as I seem to be cutting white here. Well, who knows? We'll leave white as an option. I'm not wholly committed to it yet. In fact, I don't think any of the cards we have are good enough payoffs to really think we're in white. Now, here is a card that makes me want to go into white. Heliod's Intervention. It never ceases to be a 4-for-1 or 3-for-1 for me. And yeah, that's some good value there. It might be safer or, well, it's certainly less interesting to take something like Nylea's Forerunner. We might be able to get one of those later, but Heliod's Intervention is really a good reason to go into this deck. Hopefully we can show that off a bit. I mean, I play games where every single card my opponent plays is an artifact or enchantment, and you just play another land, and every land you have becomes just that many more things to kill. Hero of the Pride, Glory Bearer, and some other stuff that I'm not interested in. Soul Guide Lantern. I could see that being decent. Probably I just want Hyrax Tower Scout. Attacking your opponent's graveyard is nice, but spending so much on it is a little so much. I mean, it's pretty easy to play this thing, but it's not really what I want to be doing. I'd rather have it on another card, like a few of the uncommon sagas that can exile your opponent's graveyards, or cards from your opponent's graveyards, and those are pretty good. Altar of the Pantheon. The nice part about this is it looks like we have, is this a demigod? No. Arasta is a legendary enchantment, so that will get us extra life off the altar. And if we're going to be ramping to something like Heliod's Intervention, that's the kind of thing we want. We might even get Heliod, in which case the altar is just an all-star. And nothing else we're really giving up in that pack. All right, Mystic Repeal. Always really happy to have one of these in my deck. It's kind of like Heliod's Intervention, except just 1 mana, answer almost anything. Oh no. Nylea's Intervention and Renata. Renata's not one I get the opportunity to play with that much, but having each other creature come into play with a 1/1 counter is so strong. Not to mention our devotion is already pretty high. Shoot, I like the intervention. And I like Renata. Which one do we pick? Let's take Renata here. I'm not sure that that's correct, especially since our 4-drops are already pretty good. And we seem to be splashing double off color, so the other card would help us. But, well, you do what you can. I'm pretty committed to white at this point, now that we have intervention, so I'll just grab that. Hydra's growth. Yeah, we have the blessing to protect our Hydra, or whatever we make into a Hydra. So yeah, let's grab that. Passing Moss Viper, which is pretty good, but check it out, we have another one. And now Viper versus Warbriar Blessing number 2. Let's grab the Blessing. Wow, we get our Forerunner back. I really do want one of these, especially now that we have Renata. So grab it. Oh, another neat thing is that Renata will start a creature with 1/1 counter. So Hydra's growth will be 1 turn ahead of itself, if that ever comes up. Deny to Divine. Just take the best card here. If we already have something and I would almost never play 2 of it, then I'll just hate draft. I mean, look, this is pack 2 and we already have 18 playables or something, not counting our land slots here. Hyrex Tower Scout number 2. Yeah, the 3-drops are easy to get. Unknown Shores, I wouldn't want more than one of those. Even if we were 3 colors, green should have some better fixing than that. Bronze Sword, maybe. Probably not. Looks decent. I mean, I'd like to open something else good, like Heliod, maybe? Again, for the lifelink we do happen to have. Okay. Euphemia is not nothing, and it is highly splashable. Is there anything else we can take advantage of here? Maybe Alseid of Life's Bounty, protecting one of our more important creatures like Renata, or our Hydra, or give it the Hydra's growth. So I could see taking that here. Euphemia, yeah, Euphemia is pretty dang good, but let's grab Alseid of Life's Bounty. Revoke Existence. We're getting to the point where we have enough anti-enchantment cards, but this one is an especially good answer because it exiles. Similar to Mystic Repeal, I've never seen it come up that they play the card again that you repealed, but it can't be that uncommon. I mean, there's ways of shuffling your deck. So put that over here. I mean, a lot of times these feel like just hard removal, but there are diminishing returns. The more of this effect you get, the more you want just plain creature removal. We have some of that too. Kind of our different categories of spells over here. Okay. Archon of Sun's Grace. Well, it's not Heliod, but it's pretty close. Constellation. Make a 2/2 Pegasus. Seems good. We have some of those enchantments, don't we? Easy pick here. I'm glad we're in the right colors. Then what? Then there's Nyxborn Colossus and Heliod's Punishment. What to take now? Siona can find Heliod's Punishment. Let's see. We have 1 aura, 2 auras with the Hydra's growth. Cut one of these Tower Scouts. That's a tough one. I do want a Nyxborn Colossus. And I found Heliod's Punishment to be pretty good, but I'll just take the Colossus here. 1 is not a huge number to begin with. Another Alseid of Life's Bounty. Another Colossus. Sentinel's Eyes. Why don't we grab... Now I kind of want the Alseid. It triggers these Archons, and it protects our most important stuff. But we don't have Sentinel's Eyes yet. And that's pretty good with Siona and Archon and just everything else, so I'll grab that. Plummet for the sideboard, a second Colossus, or a second Chimera. What would we take out for the Colossus? At this point, I'll probably take out Revoke. And I'll actually take the Plummet for the sideboard. Our deck's more or less built already. Another Hydra's Growth. Do we want more of this? I really want another Forerunner. The other thing we could grab is a Wayfarer, but I'll take a Hydra's Growth. You don't necessarily want two of these, but if one's good, maybe the second one is better. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like a good Siona deck at this point. 5 auras. None of the, well, I guess the Warbriar Blessings count as removal, but we don't have any of the white removal auras. We could have gotten Heliod's Punishment, but I'd rather have the other one, the Exile effect. Here we go. Another Nylea's Forerunner and a Temple, which I would play, but I think it's more important to get the second Forerunner in this case. Karametra's Blessing. Yeah, how many of these do we want? One should do it. Yeah, I think we grab Skirmisher here. I don't love the card, but having a 2-drop is somewhat important. Yeah, we get another Blessing anyway. Sure. Over Chariot, our 4-drop slot is good enough. And now we just have way too many cards, but that's all right. We'll figure something out. Ooh, a second Colossus. So take a Hydra's Growth out. Because one is plenty. Yeah, and these Archons, combo that with Renata. You get 3/3 flyers, which is pretty big. Yeah, I'll cut one Blessing. I mean, we have to start cutting something. A couple more cuts here. And we'll play 16 lands plus the Amulet. Liar's too good to cut. Altar ramps us up a bit, which is nice. Intervention and Mystic Repeal, that's kind of the minimum number of things we'd want. So the cuts might come from our early creatures, which means, well, the best 4-drops we have are Archon, then Arasta, then Renata, then Typhon, and least of all the Huntmaster, but it's not bad. Then we have 3 3-drops. And we could cut this Skirmisher. Attack is a 4/3 with the Karametra's Blessing. Or 3/4 with the Warbriar Blessing. Yeah, let's cut Nylea Huntmaster. And I kind of like these ones. It's also the one of the ones that's not an enchantment, so it doesn't trigger Archon, it doesn't do any of that good stuff. Yeah, one Blessing should be enough. I like Altar, though. Oh, we do have a demigod now, Renata, so it's going to gain life pretty often. Double Blessing. This looks at 7, so we're a little more likely to find than not find. If it looked at 10 cards, would be a favorite to find, I think. Anyway, what else? One more cut. I've decided to take out the Hyrax Tower Scout. Both are good with the Elysian Caryatid, both of our 3-drop options, but I think the Chimera does something unique in this deck, which is just being able to come back. We have the Typhon too, but yeah, it's got more power and we've got some trample. So let's go with that. We also have a lot of 3-drops that we could be playing instead of creatures. And also ramping up to 4 with the Caryatid. Skip 4 and go to 5 with the Altar. So I like that. 14 creatures, yeah. I think the creature balance is appropriate. 15-7, so it's probably about a 10-7 deck. So, So maybe 9-7 plus the Amulet. Is that too little green? I think that might be just a bit too little green. So let's take out a Plains and put in this forest. So we'll know if we needed the Plains instead. But we also have the Caryatid, which helps get the white we need. That looks good. Just clean this up a bit, and then that'll be our play. Okay, sideboard options up here. We've got Plummet, Fog, Second Blessing, some other stuff. But I like our main deck. 1 versus Eric Red. No nothing, just right to the point. Eric Red. Keep it. Let's see if they live up to their name. Nope. Not yet anyway. Well, our spider's bigger for now. Nice hand though if the Caryatid survives. If they're red, maybe it won't, but if we can skip a 3-drop and go straight to Arasta, that's pretty strong. Oh no, they're doing the same thing here. But I want to do it too. Heck, maybe we could even fight their Caryatid with ours. It's also somewhat of a thought to play the Voracious Typhon first. Oh no, it's like the same deck here. How do we beat that thing? We can fight it, say with our Arasta. If we do the Typhon, that's at least 5 mana next turn. If we do Arasta, well, that's pretty good too, but it's not quite as much mana next turn. Let's get the Typhon down there. I'm not sure that we should expect much in the way of instants and sorceries. Well, there's black. Exile the Typhon. Exile the Typhon, attack for 4. Let's see what we get here. It's a good black common to splash. And we are taking more and more damage. Now, Arasta would have been better against that. What can we do here? Yeah, I do want to play Arasta. Because that'll be 7 toughness to try to survive Renata. If we play the Forerunner, it would only be 5 toughness to survive it, and if they play anything green, we're in bad shape. It'll be well worth it for them to exile Arasta here if they have another black removal spell. Trading it to give us a 1/2 spider is not so bad for them. Not a bad trade. Renata, I'm sure they might just play another... Oh, you know what would get us? Their own Warbriar Blessing. Oh, nice. They get Typhon and Swamp, I guess. Looks like they can cast the Typhon this turn. There's Swamp gone. And there's our Typhon. So 2 unknowns in their hand. That's a 6/3 coming at us. I don't want to go too awfully low, but Looks like we have to. That is awfully low. Good draw though, because now we can get out a 5 power creature and have enough left over to fight. And we're going to fight Arasta with Renata. So the rest of their creatures don't benefit from the +1/+1 counters. No attacks. Don't want to lose my Arasta yet. That'll be a good blocker for the Typhon, assuming they don't have much more here. And unfortunately, a lot of the tricks in the format are not instants and sorceries. They're flash enchantments and all kinds of stuff. We are out of fight range. At least Arasta is. And then we might take over the board with the Colossus. I guess they could bring back the Typhon pretty easily. But at least it won't come back as an 8/8. And then, well, who knows? Who knows what then? Well, they have 2 pursuits. So they might be kind of graveyard heavy or escape heavy. All right, going to combat here. They might have Myers Grasp, but we have to try to take this thing down. We've got to try to take this thing down. So I'm tempted to trade it off with our Forerunner. Instead of just soaking it up with Arasta. They can get it back. Oh, well, yeah, they can get it back for sure. They might get back Renata here. Play that next turn. It's not looking great for us. They did get back Renata. They can't play it this turn. They're 1 short. More white, which we don't need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Colossus, get that in there. And I'll just hold back here. Not much we can do. It looks like they're kind of getting more out of, oh wow, getting more out of their late game than we are. Though we did get a spider. That's pretty cool. The nice part about Renata is we can deal with that with a couple of our white cards. Or are they just going to get back Typhon this turn? Typhon's back from the dead as a 7/7. Not bad. No trample or anything. Skirmisher. Uh-oh. Should we put Hydra's Growth on the Arasta? Or just put it on some spider? I think putting it on a smaller creature makes more sense. And trying to survive. Yeah, I mean, getting up to 8 toughness on Arasta feels pretty good. But here, unless they get trample, what we can do is just chump with our spider. And one day, our spider will rule the world. But for now, we just have to let it incubate. Here's Renata coming down. 7/3. Great. Yep, double those counters. And don't draw land. Mystic Repeal. That looks good. That looks good to me. I don't imagine they'll have a way to protect it. So let's let this go to their turn. And if it was their only creature with more than 3 power, then I might just repeal it now to stop them from getting 2 more mana. But as it stands, I think we'll just have to sacrifice the Skirmisher, and maybe they'll attack with Renata too. No, they're just doing this, so let's give up on the Skirmisher, keeping Caryatid because we have another Colossus in the deck. And see what else they have going on. In response to any creature, we'll repeal something. In fact, I think we just repeal it here regardless. Double those counters again. 5/6, Traveler's Amulet. Don't know how much that helps us, but maybe a little bit. All right, next turn we are set. We'll have the 2 biggest creatures for all time. But before that, we need to chump with our Caryatid, which is really quite awful. They're all coming in. I certainly don't mind this attack. They might want to get their Arachneer back, which is fair enough. So we'll go here and here. Goodbye, those 2 things. If they, well, get rid of their whole graveyard, it's not the best for them. Citizen Petitioner, that gains them a bit of life, but oh yeah, get our power thing, but it's not game-changing. It's not board state changing here. Oh yeah, all right. Well, we've got a big creature now, but it's going to have to be much bigger and given trample to win us the game. Yeah, so attack with your Typhon now. Or I think they just want to give up some creatures to get back another Typhon, for example. So we'll happily let them do that. I would have attacked with everything, I think. They don't want to give up this 7/7, though. Nice. So what are they getting back here? Looks like the second Typhon. And if they attack with 2 Typhons, we have to lose a Rasta, which is annoying. There we go. Nylea's Forerunner. Oh, that's so good. Well, 16 counters, 32, 33. Tempted to save it. Yeah, I'm tempted not to show them that we have it, but I will. I'll show them. So it's all in this turn for them, I think. 33. I mean, they have enough to block it. I guess it's 38 if we attack with the Forerunner. Yes! Okay. Yeah, I guess, I mean, they weren't dead, but Hydra's Growth did some work there. Tempted to put in the second Hydra's Growth. And even Inspire Awe might do something here. Yeah, a lot of our cards make sense in this matchup. I wish we had more graveyard hate. Revoke Existence is kind of good, but not exactly what we need. Let's submit again. I think this deck, I think we're doing the right stuff here. Game 2. What a hand. Yeah, I'm afraid I want to keep a hand like this, even though it doesn't look like it does anything, and pretty much doesn't do anything. In a 40-card deck, you expect, if you have all of one kind of thing, the rest of the deck is mostly the other kind of thing. Oh, would you look at that? I played the wrong land. But I'll still... Yeah, I wasn't thinking about this particular draw, like the one draw that would make Karametra's Blessing make sense here. So we can't block that. Maybe they'll just do the green divination here. end step. Well, that's good for us. Suppose that works out well enough. And I'm going to do altar. They might respond to it. Another line this turn would have been Sentinel's Eyes on this, hold up Karametra's Blessing. But I think what I'll do is let that resolve. Flash green creatures, I'm not too worried about. And just attack for 1. Okay, that's great. Maybe they were reading Altar of the Pantheon, which is fair enough, but... Okay, this gives target creature or enchantment protection from the color of your choice. So we could sacrifice it to target, who knows, itself maybe. Renata's good here. End step, yeah. Oh, Loathsome Chimera. Good seeing you here. Maybe it is time. It would give away what we have or what we're likely to have. But maybe it's time to put Sentinel's Eyes on the Alseid here. Yeah, let's do it. I don't think they want to give up Renata to just block this. And while we might lose our altar, this is a little... It doesn't give away exactly what we had. They might, if we just left up a white, we'd be more likely to be able to play the Blessing after they kill the altar, for example, but small effect. I didn't think that was likely enough to matter, that I'd rather save a bit of possible information. Apparently they have some stuff going on here too, so let's just trade off. I'm happy enough with that. Goodbye, Renata. Oh no, there's another one. Oh no. What have we done? Yeah, now we can't attack into the Grove Dancer, wouldn't you know it? Oh, too bad. Well, we could attack into it. But let's not. Once our blessing is up, then there's not much else to do. Did we kind of lose to the second Renata here? Is that what's going on? Typhon coming down. That's not even one we can block with our blessing. But if we draw a 6/7, then we're in better shape. This feels awful because they might have the ability to destroy it in response. Oh, hexproof indestructible. Well, great. I hope they don't have the third Renata, but if they do, at least we dealt with the second one, huh? So they didn't block with it, yet they were willing to attack in with it. I find that a little strange. That's just a little bit strange. Mystic Repeal. All right. Well, I'll hold that up, and I'll hold another card back just in case they have Aspect of Lamprey, so we can discard even more. But generally, we won't need this much mana. Yeah, this we can just let hit us, and hopefully that means we can attack back with our 2/2 lifelink. But I guess not. There we go. There's the black plains. Probably should be playing forest here, but mana's not the issue. It is cards. We need some cards. Should we just exile this Grove Dancer? I think so. Because if they keep doing that, yeah, they even get the land. If they keep doing that, it's too good for their Typhons, I think. I'll get some more damage in on us here. Take all of it. Yeah, let's take all of it, and then hopefully we can crack back for a little bit. And they don't just drop another 4/4. Spider. Well, Spider's pretty good. Land is not good. Yeah, drawing a little below average, but what can you expect? We've played more cards than they have. Looking at it like that. You know, take another hit of 8 here. So we need a big creature, like a 6/7. Or another land. Alright, so we're dead, but let's not give up yet. I should have attacked with the Alseid there. So we're dead here. Let's see, 5/6. We actually need to block a couple things, and what I'll do is block like this so we don't just lose our guy, and we can chump block with it again next turn if it comes to it. They don't even have enough to get this Arachneer back, so I don't know, last chance here. Don't draw another planes. End step, great. And we can get our Loathsome Chimera back. It's been a while, I forgot about that thing. Alright, great, so now we win, maybe? Great. Well, first things first, let's attack with our Alseid. Go up to a healthy 5 life. And play a Loathsome Chimera now that we can gain life. Oh yeah, I mean that was the perfect time to draw this. I'll even play the planes because we'll have the Alseid up. Perfect time to draw this. Now our altar is activated. We have the card that'll chump the Typhon, or trade with it even. They're ready to get it back as a 7/7. I'm ready to have it gone for good. If they get it back as a 7/7 here, they are losing the Arachneer. Huh. Holding up 2 black? Why are you doing that? Timuret? They could have held up 2 black by not tapping the Caryatid. Ugh, ugly. 3. Yeah, not good. So, I can't do anything here. And it'll be hard to get enough creatures in my graveyard to matter. So I was talking about an epic comeback, and we'll have to remember to use our altar. Oh no! Nylea's Forerunner. What does that get done? Well, that means they have 10 trample here. What does that do? First thing, let's make a black. Next, I think it's time to lose our Alseid. So we'll go to 4. If we block with both, we just lose both. Yeah, we go to 4. Time to draw something else good. Here we go. Transcendent Envoy. Let me just make sure that we're alive, because it's not likely. No, we can block 9. 7. Yeah, I'm going to concede this one. I mean, they might misplay or whatever, but they have plenty to kill us if they just attack out next turn, even with all the rest of our stuff. All right. Maybe we need more of these Hydra's growths, but who knows? Maybe we need more Karametra's blessings. Like, how do we beat 7/7s? As far as I can tell, only by Hydra's growthing things up. And attacking our opponent's graveyard. Repeal, intervention is good. Okay, let's put in Hydra's Growth and Karametra's Blessing and take out Cetessan's Skirmisher and what? And Sentinel's Eyes? Seems a bit crazy, but let's do that. Sentinel's Eyes can only help us so much, I think. It's pretty cool with Archon, but of course Archon is going to be nice on its own. Let's play first. How about this hand? Yeah, it's just good enough with the Amulet. Finally, we'll get to see Siona at work. That's the other nice part, and we'll just draw to our step here. Good deal. Perfect. Pass it. I will use the Amulet on their turn. Maybe we'll need to repeal something. Grove Dancer. I don't mind repealing that, just because we don't have much else to do against it for a while. And then we'll get our Power Forest, because that's always good luck and good fun. And then we've got options. We could go Siona here, or Alter Alseid. Siona or Alter Alseid, what do you do? What do you do? Let's go Alter Alseid. And that'll potentially give us Siona plus something next turn. Caryatid, go. So that's what they drew. Oh, nice. Well, how's this going to work? So we'll go Siona. And we miss. Oh no, even though we put this growth in. I guess we should have done Siona last turn, so we would have hit our Hydra's growth, but whatever. Not the end of the world. Should have kept track what we put on the bottom, but all right, we'll probably draw an aura next turn, and then it would have been the exact 7 cards between 2 auras. What's this going to be? A 5 mana card. Nylea Keen-Eyed. We don't actually have the answer to that. But Great. Yeah, this is nuts. We could keep the Caryatid tap down, but I fear that we're just going to lose here. Well, whatever. Let's go nuts here. When that becomes attached, we make this thing. We'll try to make Siona too big to deal with, and we can attack with both. Holding up the Alseid. Oh no, but if we give it protection from green, it'll shed Hydra's growth. We'll have to be pretty careful about that. Renata coming in. Yep, I already used Repeal, which would have been good against all of this junk. Petitioner, so Nylea is now a boss. Neat part about Liar is that we can tap Nylea while it's a creature and never let it untap. So they coming in for 5 or not? If we ever get that much mana. I don't know. This is looking pretty bad. I'd love to draw mana this turn so we can go Caryatid and Liar on the same turn. I just have to take 5 here, don't I? Oh. Okay. This is not a demigod. Double those. Land is good. Caryatid is good. Yikes. And I think we want Chimera instead. We're in chump mode for Nylea. Of course, they'll play their trample creature this turn. Seems just like a perfect draw, and I don't know what to do about it. If they have the answer for Siona, that also is going to hurt. Yeah, let's jump with our puny soldier. If that's all they did, then maybe we have a chance here. But if they exile Siona, then that's pretty rough. They do hit Skola Grove Dancer. They're going to try again. They put Relentless Pursuit into their graveyard, as far as I can tell. Whatever. Forest. What does that do? I don't know, but the only thing for it is to play the Liar this turn. And we have 5, so we can tap down Nylea Keen-Eyed and have it never untap. So let's do that here. Done. It is done. Now Siona should be able to beat these things. We've got Loathsome Chimera to block Renata. Unfortunately, Nylea is still in play. It's still going to draw them a million creatures and make them all cheap. But we could get a 60 power Siona out here to one-shot them. So there's possibilities for us. Again, they have removal for Siona. Oh no. This would have been a perfect opportunity to protect that with our Alseid, but not enough mana. Not enough mana. As opposed to them killing whatever else. Reveal the top card, Forest. And what, they may put it in... You may put it into your graveyard. So they did put it into their graveyard, which is fine. Ooh, we'll get our own Renata out here. So there's a chance. I could even see attacking with the Loathsome Chimera this turn. Get it back as a slightly bigger creature. Nylea is going to keep gaining life and milling themselves. Are they going to do this on their upkeep or what? No, main phase. That's a bit of an engine. Look deeper. Swamp to the graveyard. This is the revealed zone here. So, yeah, one day they'll get their good stuff. Any attacks? Doesn't look like it. Oh, shoot. I should have gained a life off my altar. I messed up. I was like, I don't think we have any demigods, but no, we do. We have a demigod. Aha, an attacker. Let's just do it now. Hydra's growth did some good work, and we put the second one in, so it's a real thing now. Is it time to attack with the Chimera? No, I think still not, even though we could replay it here. Oh, there we go. There's the Typhon. I hope this doesn't come down to 1 life, because I could have gained it there. Oh no! Well, they could leave Final Death on top, and it looks like that's what they're doing. That is rough. That is really rough stuff for us. Maybe we'll draw the spell to protect it, but they're drawing through way more than we are with this Nylea engine. So it's likely as not we'll just draw land for the rest of the game. Well, go ahead, play your Typhon for 3. I mean, gotta do something here. Five Typhon. Yeah, so they're gonna exile my Siona, and then they can just attack in with these Typhons and so forth. So it's not gonna be easy. I guess we have the Alseid to protect it, so there's that. Oh yeah, all right. So what now? What now? Is a 6/6 big enough? I mean, it's kind of big enough here. We could also make our envoy into a bit bigger of a creature. The Chimera is big enough as it is. And we make another 1/1 when this comes into play. So what do we do? Let's so we can make it protection from black, which doesn't mess us up too much. Let's put it on the envoy here. It's even 1 cheaper. Cool deal. I know Siona grows faster, but this will be fine. And that 1/1 it makes, can help the Chimera block the Typhon to kill that. Though, I don't necessarily want them getting that back. Let's just remember our altar. I should have cast it there, but reveal the top card. Wait, they already drew Final Death? So they did that on their upkeep. I did not realize. They already had Final Death in their hand. Yeah, well, I mean, the turn before that, they waited till their main phase, so I didn't think of that. That thing's getting bigger. Well, that's fine. They want to come in here. That gets 10 in. But we do kill it off, right? It's not like it's doing more than 10. And now they use Final Death, or what's their second to last card? Final Death there. That saves their own Renata. So why don't we give, and that exiles it, why don't we give the thing protection from, I hope they don't have 2 Final Deaths here, protection from black, so it does not get exiled. We take 10. They do lose their Renata, and we gain 1. Cool. So we might lose to their next exile spell, but we'll see. Blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get our Chimera back, losing whatever all else. It even comes back with an extra counter, so 6/3. Not quite ready to attack. We should just let Hydra's growth do its thing. And they don't have infinite cards left in their deck. And we only saw one final death from them game 1. Nylea. So reveal, it's a land. Reveal, it's a venomous elephant. So venomous elephant to the hand. Pretty good, but it gets them down to really low. If it mills another Typhon, they could get a... How many Renatas did they have? We went through one Renata, unless we put one on the bottom. I forget what we put on the bottom, to be honest. So what are they milling here? Mill Wardens and Binding, which is good for us. Good not to have to play against it, that is. And then what's this going to pump? Doesn't really matter. I don't think they have anything that qualifies as a good enough attacker through what we have. We might see this elephant come attacking us, but I don't know. Don't feel like untapping that here. Land, sure. 9, 16. So we need to survive 2 more turns here. Or we could attack in the air with the Envoy this turn and then hope to kill them with it next turn. No, we want 2 big blockers back. Let's be real. It's coming to the point where we should untap our Entrancing Lyre, but the Nyx Herald can pump Nylea to give that trample, and that gets past Siona. Nine. I'd feel more comfortable at 10 here than 9. That life, yeah, just have to watch out for that life. All right, going to combat. Pumping itself, I imagine. See, what, the only thing? Oh no, it's pumping the Dancer. Maybe they're going to attack with everything here. It's not the craziest thing I've ever heard of. I think we survive it. They don't have their trample. And if they're not attacking with the Caryatid, then that's even more upside for us. I might give up Renata here. Thought a bit more about it, but let's go to blocks. Block the scary one with our... I don't know what we want to block exactly. Block there. Block here. I don't know. I kind of want to block with Renata, but I kind of don't. Why not? We can get back our Chimera if we do this. This thing does not have trample. How bad is this block? We lose a lot. $17. But we save enough to tap down whatever they have back. Yeah, let's just block like this. I don't know. Looks like they're going to damage. So we don't take anything. We lose a whole lot. Nylea is no longer a creature, but still tapped. Now they could get back Voracious Typhon. Is that the only thing they have here? Typhon, Oh no. They can get another permanent back. So that could be what? Well, who knows? Oh, they get another... Oh, Omen of the Dead, maybe? They don't have infinite time left either. So that attack was just some kind of all-in Hail Mary. And I don't know that it worked out for them. They seem to have this extra mana from Nylea each turn. What did they get back? Goodness knows. Nexus Wardens. Play Nexus Wardens. 2 minutes left. Play Renata. Gain some life. So, yeah, we need to draw our trample in the next 2 turns. Maybe we'll have a shot. Or we could start tapping down their... What the heck? Did we lose our thing? Oh no, we lost it so we don't gain the life off of it anymore. Oh, I keep forgetting all this stuff. Warbriar Blessing. Does that do anything? It doesn't do nothing. But at the same time, it doesn't do much, does it? We can kill Renata. And then tap down the Nexus Wardens next turn when we have enough to kill everything. They've got nothing going on there, so let's do that. Of course, I overpay for my stuff too, but when I do it, it's okay. Let's kill Renata here. When I do it, it's fine. And then get this thing back. And it's a game again. 17. I kind of want to attack here, but I kind of don't. Let's see how much life can they gain next turn. So 32, 33. What could go wrong, right? Let's attack. If they lose Nexus Wardens, oh, they go to 13. All right. Destroy target tapped creature. I don't see how we lose here. Another Acolyte. I mean, I just have to F6. They could get Petitioner back, but that's not enough. Good thing they can't get back non-permanents like Final Death. Where was that enchantment? I don't know if you can see this so well, but they have a Saga, the Binding of the Titans. They don't want to do that because they only have 4 cards left in their entire library. Did we win it here? Does the second Hydra's Growth, is that what it takes to beat a black deck with 1 piece of removal? And Return to Nature. They got Voracious Typhon back, so I guess that's a thing. Typhon coming out gives them a 4-power creature and some devotion for Nylea. Then what? Then they get another Typhon out here as a 7/7. So what we do is we tap their Nexus Wardens and attack with a 33-power creature. And that ought to do it. Yes, all right. That was a match. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in match 2. Round 2, would you like to play first? Yeah, we'll go first here. Make our hand a bit bigger. How does this look? This looks fine. We can play our turn 4 Runner into turn 5 Colossus and hope to not be dead by then. But we're on the play, so hopefully, I mean, I don't think we'll be run over that early. Let's begin. I don't know how that happened, but it did. looks like an aggressive deck. We might be run over. Shoot. The second Forerunner gives us some insurance against drawing no lands for the next 3 turns. Taking 1, and hopefully they don't play a 3-1 here. They might do nothing. It is a 3-1. These commons, you can kind of expect them, but we're taking 4 or 5 this turn, minimum. Blue-white. Aggressive blue-white. Daybreak Chimera. Yep. Only taking a little bit this turn, but we're also playing a creature too small to contend with the Leonin. So taking at least 6 here. Sunmane Pegasus. Well, that's a good sign. They attack with those 2. I really can't afford to block. Taking 5 in the air. So what can we do here? We could play Nyxborn Colossus. We could play Hydra's Growth and Warbriar Blessing. And those are the options. If they have any bounce at all, we're in really bad shape. So why don't we get this done while we can? Let's Warbriar Blessing to kill Daybreak Chimera. And this is one of those games, isn't it? Well, let's go ahead and put Hydra's Growth on this as well. Yeah, it's all in, but we have 2 other big creatures coming soon. So if they deal with this one, we'll just have to keep going. Now that gives them 3 lifelink in the air if they really want it. So I'll just 3 in the air. Get our spider. Time for a spider here. Let's do it. That is not a spider. Colossus, and I think we might be dead. If they have anything that can target the hero, we're dead. If they have any enchantment, we're dead. And certainly if they have 8 more creatures this turn, we're dead. But you never know. That Hydra's Growth can work wonders. But we are not dead this turn, so what could possibly happen to win this? 9. No, I think we're dead. Close. Close game. Even on the play, we couldn't quite get our big stuff out there before dying. How do we fight against this? Plummet is a good start. Liar's good. Heliod's Intervention might help eventually. Thaumaturge is familiar. The real way is just to somehow assemble something like Hydra's Growth on Alseid of Life's Bounty early enough. Liar might be too slow. The fight spells are way better. But it is another answer to flyers, so I don't know. Yeah, Plummet looks good. The other way to win this is to have Archon of Sun's Grace out there at some point. We'll leave that in. Leave our early stuff in. Take out a Colossus, maybe. Yeah, I don't really know what to take out, but I'll keep our early stuff in, take 1 late thing out to deal with a flyer. I don't want to disrupt the balance too much. Do I want to play first? With pleasure. And yeah, I will keep this because we have the amulet. And it looks not perfect, but it also has Archon, so if we draw well, it might not be the worst for us. We can beat Daxos here, get our Power Forest, bottom Daxos, and that's good value. That is not a Daxos. It's also not any pressure at all, which is good news for me. Bad news being we have no land drop this turn. Ouch. Maybe this will be our friend Daxos. No, it's not. Land, please. Well, that's not a land, but at least we don't have to discard to hand size. Come on. We need land here. Get this Archon out there. That is not a land. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, what are you supposed to do here? They might be holding up counter magic even. I could see trying to kill the favored by using Karametra's Blessing and Warbriar Blessing. Let's try it. Let's try it. Bounce it in response. Don't do anything. Don't do anything you'll regret. If they do bounce it or flicker it now, we just attack and, well, don't attack, but hold up Mystic Repeal. But what I want to do is fight our little dude against that. So 1 drop there, fight our 3/6 against their 2/2. We are on the board. We are doing it. It'd be a shame if they had their own +2/+2. Indomitable Will. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. So what now? Just attack, I guess. No point attacking. I don't want to block that thing either. But yeah, there's our friend Daxos, which they brilliantly played around. I'll take the 6 here. Land. An eventual land. We could repeal Daxos. Or play the Liar. Why don't we play this Liar? Let's play the Liar here. And then we'll have the Envoy to block Daxos. Of course, this is the turn where they play their Hoplite and get 5 1/1s, but Stern Dismissal, yeah. Storyteller. So we take 8 here. Yeah, just drawing a reasonable mix of lands and spells goes a long way. Huh. Reasonable mix of lands and spells, you say? Let's do that. Oh, this wasn't an enchantment. What was I thinking? So we didn't take quite as much damage as I thought. Let's do this now so they don't pump it up. So we get that on the bottom. Why didn't we just play Archon this turn? Well, they might have an answer to Archon this turn, which would be very unfortunate. They did nothing. Hydra's Growth. All right. Got to get greedy here. I mean, I realize that if they have an answer to this thing, we're in super bad shape, but we've been in bad shape this entire game. So I think it's time to just... they're going to attack here. They might kill our Archon, but if they can kill our Archon, they can kill us. So we're, yeah, they're not really asking. All right. Now, how many more of those things do you think they have? I don't mind playing Nylea's Forerunner and saving that to trade with the Storyteller. They could have another blessing. They could have a counterspell. Now we're at a bit higher life, so it's not as scary. Could we actually pull this off? Yeah, they let it resolve. They passed to their turn, and I will definitely throw my Forerunner in front of their Laguna Band Storyteller, if that's the way they want to go, especially since devotion is kind of important to them. So if they do trade off, it's good for me. Then what? Leonin of the Lost Pride. No untaps. Land is great, because now we go Renata into a 2/3 Envoy. Don't know what that really accomplishes here. And I might let this Leonin get in here. Or I could just block with the Envoy and have them exile something. They might exile our Archon. I don't think we have a way of getting it back, so it doesn't really matter what they exile here. No attacks. So they are storing up their devotion. All right. So a good start here would be the Forerunner to make sure we get a 1/1 counter with Renata, and then we can use our Warbriar Blessing. Let's try that. Let's try that after we hit with the Envoy. So we go Warbriar Blessing here and fight it with the Leonin. Then they can exile something. And that keeps their devotion down by 1. We're not at a super high life total. They are taking the Archon, because that is certainly the scary card in our graveyard, regardless of how likely we are to get it back. And then exile all creatures. Great. Shatter the Sky. That is rough. They're not coming back with an incredible creature, but I wasn't ready to play around that card. Oh well. Nothing for it here. Well, they're turning that. At least it still has devotion for us. Great. Pretend like we have something up here. Oh, it's better they did that before we put the growth on. Threnody Singer. Come on, Spider time. It's Spider time. And Hero of the Pride. So they just have a ton of stuff. It's great. Should we untap the Liar? No, I don't think so. But we might just be dead anyway. Shatter the Sky. There was a glimmer of hope this game, even after the awkward draw, but our glimmer of hope was shattered by all of this. Now, there is a card we could draw here where we would want to have Threnody Singer tapped. That is not it. It was Renata. Renata? No, the white-green thing, which would let us make another 1/1 blocker on the ground, even if we missed on the thing. So we could tap down the Singer, but that's it. So A sad match too, but I'll see you in the finals, or the next round. Round 3. We're on the play, and plenty of lands here, starting with a nice foily forest. I'll just draw to my main phase here. Get an extra white. Not giving up any more information than we need to. And then we can get a turn for Forerunner. Ooh. That's starting to look nice for us. Nope, not the Archon. The Altar. Okay, that definitely looks cool. Kunaros, uh-oh. The problem with this is if we go straight out into Archon, we might lose it before we get our first Pegasus. So I'm going to start with the Forerunner, and then next turn at least we have Archon plus Blessing. Pilgrim. Yeah, so they get their 4 damage in this turn, and now they have Mogis's Favor. So no blocks there, no blocks even possible there. Oh, that's interesting. Well, regardless, we're going to start with Archon of Sun's Grace, and we are going to bless the heck out of this battlefield. Do we want a 3/6, or do we want Forerunner to be big? I think we want Forerunner to be big. That's not the one I always want to yield to. That's the one I always want to yield to. And they can't really punish this. So yeah, let's grab Forerunner. And if this Archon survives, we just win. But the rest of our board is pretty good too, especially with Siona coming down. Mogis's Favor doesn't do much. Yeah, they're like, I don't have the answer immediately, so I'm not going to play the rest of this game out. Fair enough. Revoke Existence, definitely worth considering. I actually like this idea of the Hydra's growth quite a bit. But maybe it's not worth it. Like, vanilla looking cards like Skirmisher get a lot worse here, where they seem to. Second Hydra's growth. Let's keep it in. I don't want to change anything up here. I mean, there's a good thought there. Hydra's growths and Karametra's blessings, but you can fall behind pretty easily if you just don't do anything early. Okay, I'll keep this. Yeah, on the draw we have pretty good prospects and a chance of drawing planes, which would smooth things over quite nicely. Does that do it? Yeah, I guess we'll go for that. No Mystic Repeal on turn 1. Devourer of Memory. With the art unfortunately not loading. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Not holding up Repeal this turn either. I guess it would have been better to have Repeal there, but maybe not. Now we could have 2 white next turn, which is real. Yep, that's real. I wonder. They could be holding counter magic up here, so one option is just to go Altar of the Pantheon. See if they milled himself with Devourer here. No. So they're not interested in that. Uh-oh. Looks like it's going to be some kind of Dream Trawler deck. No counter spell. Nothing to repeal. Colossus coming soon. Envoy doesn't do much. Let's get Forerunner out there. Potentially we could protect it next turn and just get out the Envoy this turn, but this puts enough pressure on them. Alright, so no Ashiok, please. I think we just concede straight out to an Ashiok, because that card is good. Wow. Taking their whole turn to get a tiny bit of damage in. Well, I guess it's not tiny, but it doesn't seem great either. We don't have our fight spell. We could get rid of that, but I just don't care about Birth of Meletus. Yeah, an awkward turn again, but let's go Colossus, and is it even worth considering racing them? Well, I certainly should not have done this first if that's our plan, but whatever. I don't think they'll block. Yeah, it's an awkward spot. Maybe it's right to block there. Oh, thank God it's not Dream Trawler. We don't have much of a shot against this either, but at least it's not Dream Trawler. They gain 2 life on the 3rd phase of that. Yeah. Well, anyway, ours is bigger, so maybe we can attack again. But they just take it. So, no, I guess we have to hold everything back now. They lose Birth. I mean, it is card neutral. They get a Plains off of it. They played their Plains. It gets a card into the graveyard. It triggers your Constellation. But it's mostly an anti-aggro card. Now they play Dream Trawler. No, Witness of Tomorrows. That's a good target for the repeal. Before they get anything else out of it. I mean, they get like 5 damage in here. I think we just leave everything back again. That'll give us good blocks for everything except the Devourer. They could kill us in 2 hits with the Devourer, so we need some life gain. Goodbye Final Death. I guess that's good. That's good news for us. We need some life gain, which could come in the form of something with Altar, or the Archon. Yeah, so are we dead here? I think if they attack with everything and activate Devourer twice, we're dead. Or just to activate Devourer twice. Yeah. No legendary enchantments for us. So no blockers. Are they sending us? They're sending us to 1? Whoa, so we're back in it. We are back in action. Warbriar Blessing here. It doesn't look great, but if they were willing to give us that, yeah, I overpay for that too, but it didn't matter here. If they just attack with everything, we're still dead. Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Well, nice. Menace is a menace. Maybe that was safe enough from them because I'll take that out. Maybe it was safe enough because they had counter magic held up. Blessing. Yeah, I think we want to go all in on our super plan of Hydra's growth and whatnot. Take out Sentinel's Eyes. All right, that looks good to me. This is just not very impactful. And we have 2 other things which can come back from the graveyard. So yeah, let's play first and get our super combo going. This is a good looking hand. You really don't want to draw this stuff super late, but early it can be very nice. Oh wow. Could get Siona down here. More than likely we'll just play Arasta. It's early enough that there's very little that can deal with Arasta. I guess they could exile it. But most of the ways they would have of dealing with it would give us a 1/2 at least. They could have us sacrifice an enchantment. I mean, there's ways. There's ways of dealing with it. Nothing. Okay, great. Now we can protect it from some stuff. Start with a Siona. And a miss again. All misses. I don't feel like, well, I guess there's no reason not to attack with both, huh? That would be a reason. Yeah, that's definitely a reason. Oh well. I want to save my Karametra's Blessing to save Arasta from an exile spell or whatever. And I think that'll pay dividends here. Yeah, all the instants in this set are... Yeah, that was a silly attack. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, we killed a soldier with it, so that's pretty cool. Start by swinging in here. What else are we going to lose to? Who knows? While we're checking, where did they scry? 2 cards to the bottom. That's a good sign. Tap down their soldier to begin with. Oh, final death, right. So we protect our thing. Oh no. You don't get my specs. All right, I'll be back in a second. All right. Now we can tap for mana. So let's Karametra's Blessing here. Very good, very good. And since we'd be more than happy to have them attack with the soldier, we don't have to tap that now. We can tap it second main. And then in all likelihood just untap the Lyre again, because we don't know what's coming up. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so Envoy coming out, land coming out, and a little tap down on that thing, and swing in there with all our good stuff for 6. Looking good. Should we untap the Lyre again? It depends what they play. 7. Very hard to kill them from this position. Sea God Scorn. All our stuff coming back. Well, we got another spider for the trouble. And no, I'll leave that tapped because we're going to need all our mana this turn. Starting with Siona. Maybe I should have tapped an extra green there, but never mind that. And that'll give us a Hydra's Growth because we put all of those in. But forget about Hydra's Growth. We want Arasta. So if they do anything else nuts, then like Wrath or Board, some people, then at least we'll have a brief spider. Brine Giant. Is that worth tapping down here? That might be worth tapping down. We won't have enough mana to do Hydra's growth after? Or will we? Hold on. Depending on what we draw, it could be pretty nice. Let's untap it. Exborn Colossus. Immediately regret my decision. No, it's not the end of the world. We could force them to bounce off a Rasta. Let's see, 5. We have enough left over for Hydra's growth after that. Well, that's okay. Let's tap this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then put Hydra's growth on the Envoy. And that gives us a 1/1. And it kills their 1/1. And puts them to 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, it's amazing how much making random spells cost 1 less. How good that can be sometimes. The blue Naiad that makes spells on your opponent's turn 1 cheaper. I mean, I've cast like 3 spells in 1 turn on my opponent's turn. I mean, look at all these flash enchantments. All right, we brought it back there. Maybe there's something to this Hydra's growth deck. Protect your stuff. We didn't go 3-0 there, but you're bound to lose some decks to keeping bad hands if you're me. Anyway, thanks for watching. Good luck in your drafts.